श्री वरद विनायक शुभ नयना करुणामय गौरी हर श्री वरद विनायक ओंकार गणपती ओंकार गणपती अधिपति सुखपति छंदपति गंधपति लीन निरंतर हो लीन निरंतर हो।
कॉफी देखा कॉफी चाय नहीं ना जूस
वेलकम करतो। राजेंद्र निंभोळकर यांचं मी वेलकम करतो। वेलकम सर। हां, या मीटिंगमध्ये तुमचं स्वागत आहे आणि मॅडम पण इथे आलेले आहेत त्यांच्याबरोबर, तर मॅडमचं पण मी स्वागत करतो। हां, आणि आमचा कार्यक्रम थोडा पुढे आता चालू ठेवतो। मी रिक्वेस्ट करतो मिलिंद कुलकर्णी यांना की त्यांचं गायडन्ससाठी। मिलिंद प्लीज।
Thank you, Umesh. I know I will not take your much time. I know you are very much eager to listen our today's keynote speaker. But to maintain our protocol as per our agenda, I will take your next 3 to 4 minutes. Good evening, friends. Dignitaries on the dais, of the dais. Today's keynote speaker and chief guest, Lt General Rajendra Nimbhorkar sir, CCL chairman Umesh Chavan, Advisory Minutes Pritpal Singh Ji Bhatia, Convener Suresh Iyer, And you all are aware that we have treasury of past CCL chairmen. And 5 past CCL chairmen, they are from different clubs of Ambernath. And they are known as Pancharatna of CCL. Namely, the senior most past CCL chairman Ganpat Patil, Heman Gokte sir, our evergreen hero, Dr. Sarjay Rao Sawan, Sunil Chaudhary, Vijay Patkar. They are really true diamonds. They have taken a lot of efforts to take our CCL to the greater height. And I am sure, under their valuable guidance and very strong support, our incoming leader for the year 22-23, Gunwan Kharudia, will take our CCL to the greater height with flying colors. So friends, once again, I give you all my best wishes and blessings for remaining 3 months. And my blessings and best wishes are always with CCL. Now we are in 27th year and we are marching towards our golden jubilee years. So please extend your strong support. Really speaking, today I am not happy with this attendance. We are expecting more than 300. But I think many Rotarians, they may be stuck in traffic. They will join late and they will listen and they will enjoy our today's keynote speaker's speech. So friends, enjoy today's evening. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello. I request Pritpalji Bhatia for his guidance.
Dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, past president and my friends, आज मुझे इतना फ़ख्र महसूस हो रहा है कि मेरे डाइस के साथ हमारे चीफ गेस्ट उनके साथ बैठने का मुझे ये मौका मिला। देश के रक्षा के जवान और देश को हर काम में मदद करने वाले, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो लड़ाई के लिए होते हैं, कोई भी काम कोई भी चीज़ आ गई, इवन अभी हमने देखा था दादर में ब्रिज बनाया, वो भी मिलिट्री ने बनाया। तो ऐसे कामों में जो हमारे देश के जवान काम आ रहे हैं उसके लिए मैं सलाम करता हूँ। और एक छोटा सा 2 शब्द आपके लिए। थैंक यू। गाना तो बहुत लंबा है मगर आपका जोश देख के मैं समझता हूँ कि आपको पूरे गाने तक जोश आ गया। दोस्तों, जब भी हमारे मेन स्पीकर आ गए हैं तो हमारे को ज़्यादा बात नहीं करनी है, मगर मैं कल, आज और कल की बात करना चाहता हूँ। कल का जो मीटिंग था, लास्ट मीटिंग, उसमें हैप्पी आवर्स जैसा आपने शर्मा जी और तर्टे जी ने स्पॉन्सर किया था। नायर कुमार जी, प्लीज़ कम ऑन द डेज। आज की मीटिंग हमारे रोटेरियन नायर कुमार जी जो हीरानंदानी क्लब के हैं उन्होंने अपनी कंपनी से स्पॉन्सर कराया है और मैं चाहूँगा कि चेयरमैन साहब आप उनको फेलिसिटेट कीजिए, बड़ा बुके दीजिए। Want to say something? Please come. और आगे भी ऐसा उत्साह बनाए रखना, जैसा आपने गाना सुना ऐसा उस गाने का भी असर हमेशा रहना चाहिए। Please come.
Good evening to all of you. My name is Kumar. I'm from Rotary Club of Hiranandani Estate, President nominee. So, हमारे DG साहब यहीं पर है. And it is a privilege, honestly it's a privilege to be on this dais today. I won't take much time. All I want to say is that my company, Distill International from UK, has sponsored the beverage for this evening. And what a evening and what a crowd that I should be sponsoring, because when we talk about CCL, the Club of Leaders, the brand that I'm talking about, which is sponsoring this evening, is called Scottish Leader. So, हमने आप ही के लिए बना के लाया हुआ है. आज सुबह नहीं बनाया, but बनाया हुआ है. All I would like to say is that we have put in a lot of passion in making this Scotch whiskey, and it is a brand. It is a brand which is very smooth when you drink, which you will realize when the happy hour starts. And the reason for its smoothness is that we have put in extra quantity of single malts in the blend. So I hope you enjoy this evening, and I would like you to make sure that not one drop is left from the stock that I have brought. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू कुमार जी. इन्होंने मेरे को फ़ोन करके बोला अगर स्टफ बच जाएगा तो मैं कंपनी को वापस दे देंगे. मैं कहा बिल्कुल आपकी चीज़ है, जितना बचेगा आप ले जाना, मगर ऐसा आई हुई चीज़ को वापस करना ठीक नहीं है. इसलिए जो भी कंसेशनल रेट पे ये बाटल जो बाकी की हैं हम आपस में ले लेंगे ऑन द कैश पेमेंट. कैश पेमेंट विल बी वेरी वेरी कंसेशनल रेट. मैंने दो बात की थी, कल जो पीछे मीटिंग चली गई, आज की मीटिंग का हो गया, और आगे की मीटिंग के लिए कल, आज और कल का बात करना है. मेरे राइट और लेफ्ट में दो CCL के पिलर बैठे हैं जिन्होंने रिसेंटली अपना अपना जन्मदिन मनाया. तो उसकी खुशी में नेक्स्ट मीटिंग का जो हैप्पी आवर्स है ये दोनों मिलके करेंगे.
Convener and chairman, both of them they have celebrated.
तो आगे का भी प्रॉब्लम हमारी आज सॉल्व हो गई है. इसके लिए लोग बोलते हैं आप 1100 रुपया लेते हो, 4 मीटिंग देते हो, डिनर देते हो, ड्रिंक्स देते हो और सब देते हैं. ये कहाँ से आता है? यही पिलर जो हैं हमारे सब दोस्त यार उनके अंदर से आता है. अभी लास्ट जो बोर्ड मीटिंग हो गई, नॉट लेस देन 1 लाख रुपीज़ खर्चा हुआ. हमारे मधु भटीजा जी, उनका ब्यूटीफुल टेरेस जो ऑफिस का है वहाँ हो गई. उनके लिए भी एक बुक्का दीजिए. चीफ गेस्ट के हाथ से. और अभी थैंक यू सर जी. बहुत बड़े बिल्डर हैं. अगर देखा जाए न्यू मुंबई में तो कोई 500 मीटर की जगह छोड़ के इनका कोई बिल्डिंग नहीं होगा, ऐसा नहीं है. मगर आपकी यादगार का आज जो फ़ोटो है इनके ऑफिस में लग जाएगा, ऐसा मैं विश्वास रखता हूँ। ये जो मिलन साहब ने बता दिया कि गिरोडिया जी नेक्स्ट चेयरमैन होंगे, चेयरमैन इलेक्ट हो गए हैं। अभी सरजी राव जी को उन्होंने बोला तुम आगे बढ़ो, मैं पीछे हूँ, तो सरजी राव ये आ गए हैं, तो वो पीछे आ रहे होंगे, आ रहे हैं ना। इनका कंफर्मेशन पक्का है जी। आगे कमन गुणवंत, गुणों का भंडार, नेक्स्ट चेयरमैन, प्लीज गिव हिम बिग हैंड। बड़ा बुके इधर आ जाइए सर। आइए, आज से आधी जिम्मेदारी संभालिए और जो चेयरमैन है उनको पूरा साथ दीजिए। इनसे कुछ सीखिए, कुछ आप इनको सिखाइए, तो अगली मीटिंग बहुत सक्सेस हो जाएगी। इनका साथ देने के लिए जो आज हमारे CCL के कन्वीनर हैं वो ही कंटिन्यू करेंगे, सुरेश अय्यर जी। इनको भी बुके दे के स्वागत कीजिए। All the best to newcomers and all the best to you also. Or blessing from our chief guest will be there after takeover. Chairman, you take over, please.
Today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Lt General Rajendra Nimbhorkar ji, Advisor Emeritus Pritpal Singh Bhatia, Advisor in Chief DGN Milind Kulkarni, Convener Suresh Iyer, Chairman elect Gunwanji Kerodia, core team members, all past CCL chairmen, and my all CCL members. First of all, I am very much thankful to you, sir, for accepting our invitation as a chief guest and keynote speaker. जेव्हा यांना मी इन्व्हिटेशन द्यायला पुण्याला गेलो, सुदीप साळवी माझ्याबरोबर होते. आम्ही दोघं पुण्याला इथून 7ला निघालो आणि जवळजवळ 11-11:30ला त्यांच्या घरी पोचलो. पण त्यांच्या घरी पोचल्यानंतर जो आमचा थकवा होता तो पूर्णपणे निघून गेला. त्याचं कारणच असं होतं की त्यांचा तो भव्य हॉल आणि त्या हॉलमध्ये सगळ्या ज्या वॉल्सवरती त्यांची मेडल्स लावली होती, छान फ्रेम करून लावली होती, सर्टिफिकेट्स होती, काही फोटो होते की पाकिस्तानमध्ये जाऊन पाकिस्तानच्या छावणी काबीज केलेल्या त्यांचे फोटो बघितले. पाकिस्ताननी ज्या गोळीबार केला होता त्या गोळ्यांचं त्यांनी एक छान अशी फ्रेम बनवली होती. खरोखरच एक अभिमान वाटला की आपण एका मोठ्या माणसाच्या घरी, मी जो बाबा आपल्यासाठी काहीतरी करतोय, आपल्या देशाचं संरक्षण करतोय, अशा माणसाच्या घरी आम्ही आहोत. एक मोठा अभिमान मला वाटला आणि खरोखरच म्हणजे एक आम्ही कृतकृत्य झालो. तर ह्या आपले जे बॉर्डरवरती ज्यांनी आपलं संरक्षण केलेलं आहे की ज्याच्यामुळे आपण ते निर्भीडपणे श्वास घेत आहोत, तर असे आपले लेफ्टनंट जनरल राजेंद्र निंभोरकर आणि तमाम जे सैनिक आहेत, तर त्यांच्यासाठी आपण एक जोरदार टाळ्या वाजवूया. रिअली अ सॅल्यूट टू सर. मी CCL बद्दल थोडक्यात तुम्हाला सर सांगतो. CCL इज फॉर्म इन 1995. Our PDG Dr. R.M. Bhatt, he formed this organization and this is the 27th year of the CCL, sir. CCLने 25 years पूर्ण केली, सिल्वर जुबली इयर, आणि आता ऑन द पाथ टू गोल्डन पाथ, आणि लवकरच आम्ही आता गोल्डन जुबली इयरकडे आम्ही वाटचाल करत आहोत. सर, ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द CCL जे आहे ते इम्पार्टिंग नॉलेज, डेव्हलपिंग लिडरशिप अँड प्रमोटिंग फेलोशिप. आणि ह्या CCLच्या मंचावरती आम्ही वेगवेगळे स्पीकर्स बोलवतो. गेल्या 27 वर्षामध्ये अनेक स्पीकर्स ह्या CCLच्या मंचावरती आलेले आहेत, मोठमोठे स्पीकर्स आलेले आहेत. आणि ह्या वर्षी जेव्हा मी चार्ज घेतला, तर मी चार्ज घेतल्यानंतर दिस इज द 3rd मीटिंग, सर. पहिलं जे आम्ही स्पीकर होते ते शरद पोंक्षे. ही इज ॲक्टर, डायरेक्टर, ओरेटर. आम्ही सप्टेंबरमध्ये मीटिंग आमची झाली, पहिली जनरल बॉडी मीटिंग. त्यानंतर डिसेंबरमध्ये जी दुसरी झाली 19 डिसेंबरला, त्यावेळेला सतीश फडके, ते पण एक ॲक्टर, ओरेटर अँड रायटर आहेत. आणि आता ही तिसरी जनरल बॉडी मीटिंग. आणि ह्या मीटिंगला आपल्याला जे लाभलेले आहेत, एक आपल्या आर्मीचे लेफ्टनंट जनरल राजेंद्र निंभोरकर. खरोखरच आपलं भाग्य आहे. आणि आपण सगळेजण आता आपल्याला दिलेलाच आहे टॉपिक, उरी दी सर्जिकल स्ट्राईक, तर ह्याबद्दल ऐकणार आहोत. आणि त्यांचं हे जे भाषण आहे ते भाषण यूट्यूबवरती पण डायरेक्ट रिले आहे, आणि ठाणे वार्ता डायरेक्ट रिले करते. तर आपण लवकरच त्यांच्याकडे आता येणार आहोत. तत्पूर्वी 1-2 मिनटं मी माझं भाषण संपवतोय. आपल्या इकडे आपले जे प्रेसिडेंट्स आहेत, फॅब प्रेसिडेंट, एक्सलंट प्रेसिडेंट आणि स्माईल प्रेसिडेंट इथे आलेले आहेत काही. तर प्लीज राईज स्माईल प्रेसिडेंट, फॅब प्रेसिडेंट अँड एक्सलंट प्रेसिडेंट. कोण आहेत त्यांनी जरा प्लीज उभे राहा. गिव्ह अ बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर दिस प्रेसिडेंट्स. रिअली आय एम व्हेरी व्हेरी थँकफुल. तुम्ही इथे CCLच्या मंचावरती इथे आलेला आहात. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच. प्लीज बी सीटेड. Then I would like to congratulate and felicitate some of the CCL members, CCL past chairmans, directors for the achievement in society. त्यांनी बरेच काही अचिव्हमेंट केलेले आहे सोसायटीमध्ये, त्यांचं मला फेलिसिटेशन करायचं आहे. So first of all I will call Rajesh Kadam. He received Samaj Ratna Puraskar given by Janajagruti Seva Samiti and Corona Warrior Award by Anti-Corruption Foundation of India. Rajesh, please. Music please. I request chief guest. Then our past CCL chairman Sarjara Sawan, he received the Doctorate in Public Relations by Chancellor of Global Peace USA by Professor Dr. Madhu Krishnan. The function was graced by Mumbai Mayor Kishoritai Pednekar, Padma Shri Award Kalpana Saroj and many film industry personality. He also received Jeevan Vaibhav Puraskar by Dainik Lokmat Ambarnath. Yes. म्युझिक वेलकमच्यासाठी हेच म्युझिक ठेवायचं. 1-2 मिनटं आपले आयुक्त साहेब येत आहेत वरती, त्यांचं आपण स्वागत करूया. मी माझं कंटिन्यू करतो नंतर. लिफ्टमध्येच आहेत, येत आहेत.
चेयरमैन सर, एक्चुअली हमारे क्लब से 25 मेंबर आ रहे थे, जो उन्होंने गाड़ियाँ भी बुक की हुई थी, मगर जैसा ही मालूम पड़ा कि यूट्यूब पे है तो बोले उधर जाके क्या है, इधर ही फेलोशिप ही करेंगे, यूट्यूब पे पूरा देखेंगे।
I welcome
रीज़न।
Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi, KDMC Commissioner. Please welcome Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi. आपण कंटिन्यू करूया थोडंसं. Then I would like to felicitate Vairavan Thanguru. He received the Humanitarian Excellence Award by ICANN Foundation on 28 December 2021. Vairavan is the chairman of National Anti-Crime and Human Rights Council of India. पुढे उभे राहिले का आपण इथेच करेल सगळेजण. साहेब तुम्ही पण येतेच आहे या साहेब. Then I would like to felicitate Harpreet Bhatia. He received 3 awards on 26 January from LIC of India, Excellence Award, Vardhapan Din Award, and MDRT 22 Award. Harpreet, please come on the stage. Not come. Then Prakash Shedke, he received Udyog Ratna Puraskar by Adarsha Pratishthan on 11th March. Prakash Shedke, please come on the stage. Then I would like to felicitate DGN and past CCL chairman Milind Kulkarni. He is elected as a president of 157 years old library at Kalyan. Secondly, he elected unopposed to the post of vice president of prestigious educational institute, the General Institute of Dadar, which is established in 1892. The institute consists of 40 educational hubs, more than 15,000 students, and more than 800 teachers. Then I would like to felicitate my sincere thanks to Sudip Salvi. He has taken the lead to invite Lt Gen Rajendra Nimbhorkar and KDMC Commissioner Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi. So, please. एक मिनिट. Then, yes, एकच आहे. I would like to felicitate Madhu Bhatijadi for the Best Builder Award in this year. आत्ताच तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी ऐकलं आहे की CCL इज गोइंग टू ऑर्गनाइज CCL कप, द क्रिकेट टुर्नामेंट ऑन 24th April. अँड फॉर दिस टुर्नामेंट बऱ्याच जणांनी स्पॉन्सरशिप दिलेली आहे. तर सुरेश पारसरामाणी हॅज गिवन 25,000. सुरेश पारसरामाणी आहे का? ओके. देन मधु भतीजादी 5,000. प्लीज राईज. देन सुरेश अय्यर 5,000. राम मराठे 5,000. प्लीज राईज, प्लीज राईज. देन मनोज ठाकूर 5,000. सुनील चौधरी अँड गुणवंत खेरोडिया 50,000. गुणवंत खेरोडिया, येस. गणपत पाटील ते 10,000. उमेश चव्हाण 5,000. रेखा चव्हाण 10,000. राजू बोर्डे 5,000. अँड DP त्रिपाठी अँड हिज डॉटर 10,000. DPG, येस. जॉन पॉल 10,000. तर एवढे सगळे स्पॉन्सरशिप आलेले आहेत आणि अजूनही आपल्याला स्पॉन्सरशिपची जरुरी आहे. तर आय अपील, अजून कोणी पुढे येते का स्पॉन्सरशिप करायला आपल्या मेंबर्सपैकी? प्लीज, प्लीज राईज. अजून स्कोप आहे स्पॉन्सरशिप करायला? बरं, आपली लास्ट कोण? राजेश कदम. अरे वा, कितीची करणार आहे स्पॉन्सरशिप? हा, अच्छा, ब्लँक चेक देणार का? अमाऊंट आम्ही टाकायची? ओके. सुनील शर्मा, प्लीज, प्लीज राईज. प्लीज गिव अ बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज टू सुनील शर्मा, 5,000. अच्छा, आपली लास्ट मीटिंग जी आहे ती जूनमध्ये आहे. माझ्या वर्षातली लास्ट मीटिंग इट इज इन जून. आणि त्याकरता बरेच जणांना आम्ही अप्रोच केलेला आहे. त्याच्याकरता नाना पाटेकर ना अप्रोच झालेला आहे. इंडस्ट्रियल मिनिस्टर सुभाष देसाई आहे. आणखी बरेच 2-3 जण आहेत. तर त्यांना आम्ही अप्रोच केलेला आहे. बघू, लेट अस होप की आपल्याला कोणाची अपॉइंटमेंट मिळते. आतापर्यंतच्या सगळ्या मीटिंग ह्या आपल्या छान झालेल्या आहेत. आजची मीटिंग तर चांगली होणारच आहे आणि याच्या पुढची मीटिंग चांगली होणार आहे. तर अशी आपण आशा बाळगूया आणि मी माझे 2 शब्द संपवतो. आता पुढे मिलिंद कुलकर्णी यांना मी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी आपले जे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर आहेत डॉक्टर विजय सूर्यवंशी यांचं इंट्रोडक्शन करून द्यायचं आहे.
वेलकम केलं, वेलकम करू. थँक्यू चेअरमन. First of all, on behalf of all the CCL members and especially all the members from Kalyan and Dombivli, we welcome our today's guest of honor, Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi, Commissioner of Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation. Really speaking, all the members from Kalyan Dombivli, we are extremely happy as our own Commissioner of KDMC, Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi is here to grace the today's ceremony with his prestigious presence. मित्रांनो, आपण रोटरीमध्ये असं म्हटलं जातं नेहमी, किंवा CCLमध्ये असं नेहमी म्हटलं जातं की लीड बाय एक्झाम्पल. त्याचं खरोखर जर का उदाहरण असेल तर डॉक्टर विजय सूर्यवंशी. लीड बाय एक्झाम्पल. दो ही इज अन IAS ऑफिसर, ही ऑलवेज वर्क ऑन ग्राउंड लेवल. He joined Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation on 14th February 2020. 14th February is known as Valentine Day. आणि ते व्हॅलेंटाईन डेच्या दिवशी इथे आले आणि कल्याणच्या प्रेमात पडले. आज मी एक विधान इथे करतोय. कल्याण डोंबिवली महानगरपालिकेचे इलेक्शन्स गेले 2 वर्ष झालेले नाहीत कोविडमुळे. पण आज कल्याण डोंबिवलीतला प्रत्येक सिटिझन हे सांगतो, इलेक्शन नको, कमिशनर साहेब अजून 5 वर्ष इथेच राहिले पाहिजेत. आणि डोंबिवलीतले प्रतिष्ठित व्यापारी इथे आहेत, श्रीपाद कुलकर्णी. श्रीपादजी, खरी आहे नाही गोष्ट? तर इट इज हिज अचिव्हमेंट. एखाद्या IAS ऑफिसरबद्दल असं बोलणं झालं की सर इथेच तुम्ही थांबा, आम्हाला इलेक्शन्स नको. हे माझं स्वतःचं पण मत आहे की खरोखर 5 वर्ष जर का कमिशनर साहेब इथे राहिले तर कल्याण डोंबिवली. सर इथे येण्याच्या अगोदर कल्याण डोंबिवलीचा नंबर हा नेहमी प्रत्येक गोष्टीमध्ये, मग ती स्वच्छता असो किंवा स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोजेक्ट असो किंवा सिटी डेव्हलपमेंट असो, हा नेहमी 100च्या पुढे असायचा. आणि सर ज्या वेळेला आले ते 14 फेब्रुवारी 2020 नंतर आमचं कल्याण शहर डोंबिवली सर हे पहिल्या 25मध्ये 50मध्ये यायला लागलं. And it is my pride privilege to inform you during this tough period of COVID-19. Sir, स्वतः he was one of the victim of COVID. पण day, night, he was working for COVID. He has established COVID army, Corona army. सगळे डॉक्टर्स, आम्ही काही रोटरियन्स, कल्याणातले सोशल वर्कर्स त्यांच्या अंडर काम करत होतो. आणि म्हणून आजसुद्धा कल्याण डोंबिवलीमध्ये करोनाचा रेट 10% पण कमी आहे. ऑल क्रेडिट गोज टू आवर लीडर. प्लीज गिव्ह हिम अ बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज. And now, friends, coming to the main assignment for which I have been assigned, that is to introduce our today's guest of honor, Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi. Vijay Suryavanshi is an IAS officer of 206 batch. He served as a collector in Raigad for around 3 years and was then transferred to Pune Mahanagar Parivan as a managing director. Suryavanshi sir previously posting on custom officer, SDM Mumbai, joint CEO for MIDC, Maharashtra State, first CEO for Jilla Parishad Palghar, then collector of Gondia district, then again CEO for ZP Kolhapur district. And while working on this all post, he has given the excellent performance. And as I said, on 14th February 2020, he joined our corporation, that is Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation. And right from day one, he has given excellent performance to raise the bars of our corporation, that is Kalyan Dombivli Corporation. And with this brief introduction, I present you our today's guest of honor, Commissioner of Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation, Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. Sir, you have to share your views. Before you share your views, I will introduce what is College of Club Leaders. Sir, College of Club Leaders is an institute through which we are grooming our Rotarians for leadership. It is established in 1995. Today we are in 27th year. Our trust is registered trust with Government of Maharashtra, that is Creative Leaders Foundation, and we work under this registered trust. It is our official body, registered body. We are having 12A registration for income tax purpose and ATG registration for donation purpose. And now we are marching towards our Golden Jubilee year. So it is an institute which grooms the leadership qualities of Rotarians or social workers. Sir, please welcome and share your views. Yes. It is our, I request our chairman, please felicitate our today's guest of honor.
शाल पण देते सर.
Today's chief guest and keynote speaker, and a national hero, respected Lt Gen Nimbhorkar sir. Nimbhorkar sir is also my school senior. He's a legend in the school also, Senex School Satara, where we both have studied. Rotarian Rupesh ji, Umesh ji Chavan, Pritpal Singh Bhatia ji, Milind Kulkarni ji, Suresh Iyer ji, all the members of College of Club Leaders, especially from Kalyan Dombivli, and also Thane, of course, but especially Kalyan Dombivli. Ladies and gentlemen, खरं म्हणजे आज मला इथे आल्यानंतर उलगडा झाला की मला या कार्यक्रमासाठी जेव्हा आपण निमंत्रण दिलं तेव्हा मला असं वाटत होतं की फक्त कॉलेज ऑफ क्लब लीडर्स म्हणजे ठाण्याचेच मेंबर्स इथं असतील. आय हॅड नो आयडिया बेसिकली. पण मी येण्याचं एकमेव कारण होतं म्हणजे निंभोरकर सर. ऑफकोर्स आपल्या सगळ्यांचा आग्रह होता, पण निंभोरकर सरांच्या इथे उपस्थिती आहे म्हटल्यावरती आय मेड इट अ पॉईंट की आय मस्ट गो देअर. आपण आज आपली ॲन्युअल जनरल मीटिंग आहे. मगाशी खूप जनरस माझं इंट्रोडक्शन आपण करून दिलं. खरं म्हणजे हा सर्वांचंच यश आहे की आपण कोविडला थोपू शकलो, रोखू शकलो. आज आपण मला वाटतं 2 वर्षानंतर पहिल्यांदा असा हॉल बघतोय की कोणाच्याहीच चेहऱ्यावरती मास्क नाही आहे. तरी मी मास्क घालून आलो, पण मला नंतर काढून टाकावं असा वाटला. नाहीतर आत्ता आपण बसलेलो असतो सगळ्यांच्या चेहऱ्यावरती मास्क. 2 वर्षे म्हणजे आपले सर्वांचेच अत्यंत कठीण गेले. म्हणजे वी हॅड टू रिअली, ते युद्धजन्य परिस्थिती होती सर. म्हणजे इट वॉज लाईक अ वॉर. आणि म्हणून आम्ही जी कल्याण डोंबिवली डॉक्टर्स आर्मी, आमचे लोक म्हटले होते की कल्याण डोंबिवली डॉक्टर्सचे आपण असोसिएशन किंवा असं काहीतरी म्हणू. म्हटलं नाही, दिस इज अ वॉर अगेन्स्ट अन अननोन एनिमी. सो वी मस्ट कॉल इट कल्याण डोंबिवली डॉक्टर्स आर्मी. अँड इट गेव लॉट ऑफ मोटिवेशन. म्हणजे त्याला आर्मी बनण्यातच इतकं मोटिवेशन आलं. जवळजवळ 250 डॉक्टर्सने विनामूल्य, म्हणजे विदाऊट एनी रेम्युनरेशन दे वर्कड फॉर द कॉर्पोरेशन. आणि इट वॉज सगळेच म्हणजे रोटेरियन्स, सर्व NGOज सर्वच एकत्र आले. म्हणजे हा जॉईंट लढा होता. ओनली कॉर्पोरेशन कुड नॉट हॅव फॉट दिस. आमचे एम्प्लॉईज त्यांनी खूप मेहनत घेतली, परंतु सर्वच सिटिझन्स एकत्र आले. पॉलिटिकल लीडर्सने सपोर्ट केला. आणि म्हणून आपण आजचा दिवस बघतोय. आज आपण सर्व जनरल निंभोरकर सरांचं कीनोट स्पीकर म्हणून ते आहेत. तर उरीच्या बाबत आपण त्यांचं म्हणणं ऐकायला आलात. आय एम फॉर्च्युनेट की ज्या वेळेला सर्जिकल स्ट्राईक झाला त्यावेळेला मी सुद्धा दिल्लीला MOS डिफेन्स यांचा प्रायव्हेट सेक्रेटरी होतो, रक्षा राज्यमंत्रींचा. आणि खरं म्हणजे माझं जे केबिन होतं PS टू MOS डिफेन्सचं, त्याला लागूनच आपला जे मिलिटरी ऑपरेशन जिथून कंट्रोल होतात ते केबिन तिथं होतं. आणि सर त्यावेळेला 16 कोर ना सर, 16 कोरचे कमांडर होते. ही वॉज बेस्ड इन जम्मू. आय वॉज again fortunate to have gone and stayed at White Horse, na sir? The bungalow's name was White Horse, na? Yeah, सरांचा जो बंगला होता White Horse म्हणून बंगलो. I was really fortunate. My another schoolmate is sitting here. Deshpande is sitting here. He knows. Yeah. So I was so fortunate. My daughter, my daughter's friend, she was an Australian citizen. बट दे हॅड वंडरफुल टाईम. आणि सरांचं त्यावेळेला आम्ही काम बघितलं. सर एकदम शांत असतात. म्हणजे हे जेव्हा सगळं झालं याचा कुठेही आमच्यासमोर हा विषयच नव्हता की एवढं मोठं ऑपरेशन ते होतं आहे. आणि 16 कोर कमांडर असणं म्हणजे खूपच सेन्सिटिव्ह कमांड आहे ते. सगळे बॉर्डरिंग पाकिस्तान असल्यामुळे. पण सरांचं एकंदर सगळं जर आपण आर्मीचं करिअर बघितलं तर ते कायम खूप आउटस्टँडिंग असं करिअर राहिलेलं आहे. त्याच्यानंतर सर दिल्लीला म्हणजे ज्यावेळेला मी PS म्हणून जॉईन झालो तेव्हा सर 16 कोर कमांडवरनं ही केम ॲज MGO मास्टर जनरल ऑर्डनन्स विच इज अ व्हेरी व्हेरी बिग पोस्ट इन डिफेन्स स्पेशली आर्मी. आणि त्या पोस्टवर असताना पण सरांनी खूप उत्कृष्ट काम केलं आहे. वी ऑल अजिंक्यन्स ॲज वी कॉल अस, सातारा सैनिक स्कूलचे एक स्टुडंट्स वी कॉल अस ॲज अजिंक्यन्स. सो वी ऑल अजिंक्यन्स आर व्हेरी व्हेरी प्राऊड ऑफ जनरल निंभोरकर सर. ही इज आवर हिरो अँड आय एम व्हेरी व्हेरी हॅपी दॅट चव्हाण सर आपण मला आज इन्व्हाइट केलं वेअर आय एम शेअरिंग डायस विथ जनरल निंभोरकर सर. इट्स माय ऑनर अँड आय फील व्हेरी blessed to have such a senior in my school. मी जास्त वेळ घेणार नाही सर. आता आपण सगळे त्यांचं भाषण ऐकण्यासाठी उत्सुक असाल. वन्स अगेन आय विल कॉंग्रॅच्युलेट ऑल द ॲक्टिव्हिटीज अँड ऑल द winners of people who got felicitated all from different walks of life for different achievements. I congratulate all those winners of the awards. I once again thank the Rotarian Chavanji and all his team to have invited me here for this occasion and gave me this honor to share dais with General Nimbhorkar sir. Thank you and all the best.
आपले जे चीफ गेस्ट आहे त्यांचं इंट्रोडक्शन आपण आता करायचं आहे, पण ते थ्रू AV. तर आय रिक्वेस्ट की त्यांची जरा AV लावावी इंट्रोडक्शन करता. आणि इंट्रोडक्शन जे केलेलं आहे ते माझ्या मुलीने केलेलं आहे, डॉक्टर ऐश्वर्या. ती पण आता जस्ट आलेली आहे ते, आणि त्यांना भेटायला स्पेशली ती डोंबिवलीहून इथे आलेली आहे.
Rajendra Nimbhorkar is a former officer of the Indian Army who served as the Master General Ordnance. He was part of one of the strike corps which was responsible for carrying out 3 surgical strikes inside POK held in 2016 by the Indian Army to clean out all the Pakistani terrorist camps. As surgical strikes were carried out very secretly to maintain surprise, so very few people knew about it. One of those involved was Lt Gen Rajendra Nimbhorkar. Nimbhorkar is from a farming family in Vidarbha, Maharashtra. He is an alumnus of Sainik School Satara, National Defence Academy Pune and Indian Military Academy Dehradun. He has also attended the military course at National Defence University, Washington DC and National Defence College, Dhaka. Nimbhorkar was commissioned into 15 Punjab Regiment in 1979. He has served in an operational role in several regions including Leh, Kargil, Kashmir Valley, Poonch, Rajouri, Rajasthan and Northeast India. He has served as a United Nations military observer in Angola. He was also appointed the Colonel of the Punjab Regiment on 1st March 2015. Nimbhorkar was critically injured during Operation Vijay on line of control in Rajouri sector, commanding 15 Punjab. He captured an enemy post in Dras sector as a captain and he killed 22 terrorists in Baramulla district of Kashmir as a major. During his career, he has been awarded COAS Commendation Card, CNC SFC Commendation Card, Sena Medal Gallantry commanding a company in Dras sector, Sena Medal Distinguished Service commanding a brigade in Nowshera, Vishishta Seva Medal in Aknoor sector, Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal in Nagrota, Ati Vishishta Seva Medal in South Kashmir and Param Vishishta Seva Medal as Master General of the Ordnance. As a corps commander at Nagrota, he planned and executed the famous surgical strikes. He is the only serving officer to be awarded maximum number of awards, which are a mix of gallantry and devotion to duty in the Indian Army today. He has the distinction of having received an award at each level of service. Apart from the awards received from Indian Army, he received many awards from the society. Zee Shaurya Puraskar 2018, Kargil Virata Award 2018, Milind Bhoi Foundation Award for contribution to the society, Shrimant Bajirao Peshwe Award 2018 for service to the nation, Vidarbha Gaurav Award to be conferred in November this year. I hereby introduce before you a great personality, gem of Indian Army, mastermind of surgical strikes, Lt General Rajendra Nimbhorkar.
सर सरांचं आपण फेलिसिटेशन करायचं आहे पहिले, त्यानंतर सर बोलणार आहेत. सर या प्लीज.
एक इंट्रोडक्शनमधला एक महत्त्वाचा मुद्दा मी आपल्याला फक्त थोडक्यात एक्सप्लेन करून सांगतो. आपण एक स्लाईड बघितली असेल की ही वॉज कर्नल ऑफ पंजाब रेजिमेंट. द कर्नल ऑफ एनी रेजिमेंट, आता इमॅजिन करा पंजाब रेजिमेंट किती मोठा आहे. त्याचा कर्नल होणं म्हणजे ॲक्च्युली द मोस्ट पॉप्युलर ऑफिसर. ॲक्च्युली ही इज इलेक्टेड बाय ऑल द ऑफिसर्स ऑफ द रेजिमेंट अँड देन ही बिकम्स द कर्नल ऑफ द रेजिमेंट. सो a Maratha from Maharashtra became, the colonel of Punjab regiment. So that's an achievement by sir. Sir.
CCL तर्फे मोमेंटो आम्ही देत आहोत. त्याचं वर्डिंग तुम्हाला मी वाचून दाखवतो. सुरुवातीला सरांचा फोटो आहे आणि इट इज प्रेझेंटेड बाय College of Club Leaders to Lieutenant General Rajendra Nimbhorkar in the appreciation of extraordinary speech on Uri, the surgical strike, as the guest speaker at Thane 26th March 2022, given by CCL Advisor Emirates Pritpal Singh Bhatia, Convener Suresh Iyer, and CCL Chairman Umesh Chavan, and all past CCL Chairmen. Now I request Lieutenant General Rajendra Nimbhorkar for his speech.
Am I audible clearly at the back? Okay, thank you. Ladies, dignitary on the dais and off the dais, and as he has already told, Dr. Vijay, my schoolmate, in fact, he has not told, but all three brothers were in my school. They're all my juniors. Vijay, Nana, and late Kishore Suryavanshi. And I didn't know that another schoolmate of mine is here, Deshpande. I met him after long. Thanks for coming. I'll give my talk in say about 25 to 30 minutes. And rest of the time I have kept for any of the questions which you have. And as far as possible, I'll be truthful, because most of the things about Uri surgical strikes now are in the public domain. And I'll not hide anything. And if you, after that, if you want to ask me anything, not only on the Uri surgical strike, but out of 40 years of service, I've served 16 years in Jammu and Kashmir. right from captain to general. I had taken part in operations as a soldier, as a young officer, as I said, had number of encounters with the terrorists, and also planned the operation at the higher level. So anything to do with Jammu and Kashmir, you are most welcome to ask me. And I got enough time. I think they have given me 70 minutes. I can tell you. And also, number of people asked me about the real situation in Jammu and Kashmir in the wake of the present movie, The Kashmir Files. So you are most welcome to ask me any questions on this. Now, having said that, when I was coming here, I found the traffic on the road. And I'll just narrate a small incident. It can be a practical joke. So once after retirement, I was going for a particular meeting. And I was being driven by my driver. And I just retired, and therefore, those attitude and aptitudes of Fauj were still with me as a senior officer. So I found one girl crossing the red light, not stopping at that. So I actually felt very irritated as to how can somebody cross the red light when the red light is there. So fortunately or unfortunately, I saw her on the next red light. She was there next to me. And I told her, why did you jump the red light? You know, I'll just say what she told me in Marathi. He says, hey, म्हातारे, तुला माहित आहे का मला कुठे जायचं आहे? मला जायचं आहे हिंजवडीला. तुमच्यासारखं ते गाडी बिडी ड्रायव्हर बिवर नाही करून घेत नाही. म्हटलं मग तेव्हा मला दोन गोष्टी समजल्या. सगळ्यात पहिले आपण म्हातारा झालो याची जाणीव झाली. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट म्हणजे पुण्यातल्याच काय कोणत्याही मुलीच्या नादाला लागायचं नाही. आणि म्हणून मी इथे जरी गडबड झाली काही कोणी रेड कधीच मी दुसरीकडे बघतो. So having said that, that was in a lighter vein, ladies and gentlemen. I'll coming on to the topic proper, Uri the surgical strike. या टॉपिकवर बऱ्याचशा लोकांच्या डाऊट्स आहेत, प्रॉब्लेम्स बऱ्याचशा लोकांना काय झालं ते माहीत नाही. त्याच्यानंतर देर वॉज अ मूवी ऑल्सो वर द सर्जिकल स्ट्राईक. मग इज इट द सेम और इज इट नॉट द सेम? आय ट्राय अँड एक्सप्लेन माय सेल्फ. अँड फर्स्टली लेट्स गो ऑन टू द बॅकग्राऊंड ऑफ दिस. व्हाय डिड वी कॅरी आउट द उरी सर्जिकल स्ट्राईक? Now you may remember on 16th of September 2016, there 4 Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists came across the line of control in Uri area and attacked our camp. We were actually in a temporary camp shelter. Therefore, there was lots of people there and a little bit of laxity in kind of security. And fortunately for them and unfortunately for us, 18 of our Jawans were killed and 39 were injured. So actually as a senior, I was a senior commander, as Dr. Vijay said. I was responsible for 270 kilometers of line of control in the Jammu region. So we actually felt very annoyed. Actually, how long can this go on? As I already told, I was since captain serving in the Jammu and Kashmir. And we always used to think as to how can we teach a lesson to Pakistan. And in those days, you know, when the firing used to go on across the line of control, you know, the Pakistan used to fire quite heavily and we had to conserve the ammunition because ammunition was not much. And they openly used to say, कि हमारे जो हम तो जितना मर्जी फायर करेंगे, तुम्हारा तो फायर करने का हुक्म दिल्ली से आता है. No, so not that it was like that, but we were constrained by the amount of ammunition we had, and we wanted to fire it when it mattered. So since then, I, for one reason, I was always planning, if you get a chance, how can you teach a lesson to Pakistanis? And so slowly I grew up in service. And when I went as a corps commander in 2015 in Jammu and Kashmir, responsible for major line of control, I had about 17 commando units with me, small ones. They used to call them Ghatak platoon. and one special forces unit. So I called them and told them, I said, gentlemen, be ready for a target. When it comes, then don't tell me that now we are not prepared. I will not listen to you. If you got any problems, you just tell me now. And therefore, from 2015, I did not know this is going to happen, but all my troops were ready to go, all 17 of Ghatak platoons of infantry and one special forces which subsequently took part in the operation. They were all ready. But what to do and when to do, they did not know. So coming back to the background, we were asked, and if you take back your mind, on 17th of September, at about 8 p.m. on the TV channels, our Prime Minister then, he said that we will not let this go unpunished. Those who are perpetrators, जिन्होंने ये काम किया है, त्यांना आम्ही धडा शिकवणार. Actually, hearts of hearts, we all thought, all senior officers, we were 3 of us, we thought that this, every time such a thing happens, always there is a reaction from our leaders and from a country like this. And I'll give you an example. The recent example was there in 2008 when Bombay incidents took place. We lost about 286 people. What did we do? At the same time, at that time also, we said we'll punish these chaps who have perpetrated this crime. But what happened after that? No, slowly, month passed into years, and everything went off under the carpet. And in the lighter vein, I always say that, what was to be your greatest reaction under threat to Pakistan? That is actually laughable. He says, हम आपके साथ cricket खेलना छोड़ देंगे. I said, they are not going to listen by this nonsense. So you have to tell them what we do. In fact, I am a proponent of a theory that somebody hits you, you hit him twice. Not that अगर आपको एक गाल पे मारो तो दूसरा गाल आगे करो. No. You hit him one, if you hit him one, you hit him twice. And as somebody said, eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth makes the whole world blind. No. If he knows that you are going to take his eye, you make him blind, he'll think 10 times before blinding you. So therefore, in the higher level, it is known as the theory of mutually assured destruction. He says, he knows that if you destroy me, I will destroy you. So fear, then he will not destroy you. So this is our theory, a theory of power. And therefore, when the Prime Minister said that, we actually thought from our heart, I think let them give the permission and we will show what we can do. And hearts of hearts, again we thought, probably this will never come after having seen the earlier experiences. But to our great surprise, on 21st of September, I get a call from Mr. Manohar Parrikar that, go ahead. We had given the options, what we can do. You go ahead with your plans. So when we again, 3 of us conferred, I said, "Teri to abhi karna hai." So then he asked, how much time you require? We told them about, no, this is not a simple operation. It takes a lot of planning, a lot of preparation, a lot of coordination. You have to go into the enemy territory. It's not simple. It's not like going to the bazaar. So we thought that least time available or should be given to us was about at least 15 days. So he says, nahi, itna time nahi hai. So then they say, can you do it on 28th, 29th? So we said, okay. Since we are already ready and we had to take a chance, this is okay. So therefore it was planned to carry out on 28th, 29th night. Now, when you carry out such an operation, there are 3 things which are important. Firstly, the surprise. If you go inside at enemy territory, he should not know and he should not expect you. That is a surprise. Second is a timing. When do you strike? That is also very, very important. And third is actual execution and coming back.
While going, also you are vulnerable. While coming, also you are vulnerable. So that is these three are important. And I'll explain each aspect to in details. Just take this. Firstly, coming on to the surprise. And surprise here is not only at our level or the Jawan's level, it is the national level. How did we manage the surprise? You will recollect that this is at a higher level, it is not deception. That enemy thinks something and you actually do something else. And how was it carried out at the national level? You would recollect on 28th of September, it was said that on 29th there will be a press conference. And that time, all press people, everybody, intelligence in the country were discussing that India is probably going to abrogate the Indus Water Treaty. I hope you know what is Indus Water Treaty. That means the river Indus's water which is given to the Pakistan, we will not allow it to go and we will abrogate that. So everybody was ready with the questions. Okay, what is going on? And when next day it was announced that surgical strike had taken place, all this Sabse Tej, Aaj Tak and all, they didn't know what hit them. They could not ask, they said, what is surgical strike? Hota kya hai? Ye kya ho gaya? You know? So this was so much of decision, therefore the Pakistani could never imagine. Second was the theory itself. Pakistanis never thought that the Indians can come across the line of control and strike them. Now if you recollect, in June 15, we had done the similar kind of strike, but that was in Myanmar. And we had killed a lot of people, a lot of Myanmaris, but it is quite simple and quite easy there. There is no enemy, you just go across, you strike a camp and come back. But here it is different. And that time, Pakistani Interior Minister had said that Hindustan humko Myanmar na samjhe. The implicit threat in them. We are not Myanmaris. So we also as an army, we are a little macho image. I said, nahi, hum Myanmar nahi samjhenge, aapko Pakistani samjhenge. Aur Pakistani samajh kar hi aapko sikhayenge. You know, that was not said, but I am just saying, it was in our heart. So this kind of thing we already done earlier. And therefore, when it was given, we knew this is there. So deception at the highest level of the government was planned at that level. Second, and most important, about this surgical strike, I think not more than 15 people knew about this. Like Dr. Vijay had said, he probably would be knowing along with his Minister of State, Mr. Bhamre, Prime Minister, Defense Minister, and 3-4 of us, but not more than 15. So that means such a huge country, only 15 people knew, and that nobody else knew it. And see, when the surgical strike was going on that night, 28th, 29th, my wife who is here, she was with me. And she was with me in Kashmir, she was with me in many places. She knew what kind of operations. So in the night when the telephone comes, she was quite used to it, ki inka chalta rehta hai. You know, so, but that day I was going number of times, but she also thought, no, something is happening. But she let it pass. My younger daughter was with me. And that day she was debating with me on something, you know, very vicious debates. You know, ye kyun hai, wo kyun hai. So I used to debate with her and go. In our senior officers' houses, there is an operation room. Nobody else can go there. No, not your family member, only you can go. You have got access. You see on the maps. And I was trying to control there as to how the operation is going on. And I used to come and discuss, debate, and within again go back. Because second day when she came to know that this has happened, so she was saying, Papa, मैं तो आपके साथ ऐसे ही बहस कर रही थी. आप तो इतना बड़ा काम करते, आपने बताना चाहिए था. मैंने कहा बताने की जरूरत नहीं होता है. We are different. We have got different compartments. We do different things differently. And even my wife, when it came on the TV, she said, आपने बताया नहीं मेरे को. तो कहने का बात यह है कि it is not a, you know, you have to have a surprise. One small mistake, you are losing 250 lives. So this we kept in mind. And third and most important of surprise, I'll just give an example. My second in command, who's a major general, in case if I die while conducting the operation, or something happens to me, he automatically takes over. And he's supposed to know all plans. I had not told him. When I was sitting in the office next day, enjoying the TV, satisfied that what is done, he came running to me. He said, sir, ये TV देख रहे हो? मैंने हाँ. तो ये अपने एरिया में हुआ है क्या? तो I told him, अगर TV वाले बोल रहे हो तो हुआ ही होगा. So what I said, in such a thing, surprise element was there, and we carried it to the hilt. We never compromised on surprise. So this is a surprise element as to how we had done. And last part of this, as I said, Pakistanis never believed that we can do such a thing. And they were not alert. And they only thought that infiltration, carrying out activities, only the Pakistanis can do. Hindustani to nahi kar sakte because it's not in their domain. So that also helped us. That also added to the element of surprise. Now, second important thing is timing. When do you carry out such an action? Now, the time was already given, 28th, 29th. Now, 28th, 29th, if you remember, that day was nearly new moon. Means, what do you call, Amaus ki Raat. And in our mythology, in our religion, Hindu religion, Amaus ki Raat koi punya kaham nahi kare. You can't do good things on the Amaus ki Raat. But as I said, as far as we people are concerned, the military leaders, soldiers, for our Amawas आमची मैत्रीण असते. तिला जर बरोबर वागवलं तरी आम्हाला मदत करेल. आणि तिला जर दुखवलं तर ते मला काही माफ करणार नाही. पण we were very well trained, our boys were trained, so we always wanted a full new moon night so that the enemy shouldn't come to know. Second and most important thing, when do you strike? The whole night is there. When do you strike? Now, I'll ask you a question. When is the man in the deepest of slumber, man or in the deepest of slumber? Can anyone tell me? I'll tell you, absolutely correct here. He said, the human beings are in the deepest of slumber from 2 to 4 o'clock. And if you strike there, then of course, the strike are very high chances of getting success. So I decided I'll strike at 3:30, the median of this thing. And therefore, accordingly, all plans had to be made that way. And there was another thing in my mind. In army, we are actually secular. We respect all religions. We pray for all religions. And we mean good to all religions. And these terrorists, we knew that they're all Muslims. And on that day, they are religious, and that day, 29th of September, the first namaz, it's called the Fajr ka namaz, was at 4:05. It's 5 minutes past 4. And I thought that nothing should come to harm to the people, whosoever is there when he is praying. So therefore, it was imperative for me to finish off the job by 4 o'clock. And if I carry at 3:30, it would have finished. And at the back of the mind, when all these things happen, I am being a Maharashtrian also, and otherwise from the school days, आम्हाला आपले महाराष्ट्राचे दैवत Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, we actually worship him, hearts of hearts. And in the military, we always follow his teachings. And therefore, firstly, surprise. Whenever he used to strike, he used to carry out a surprise. He never let anyone know. He find Shaiste Khan was killed, there was a surprise. When he took Kondana or Sinhagad, there was a surprise. When he ran away from or escaped from Panna, there was. So these are the things which actually we have in the back of the mind. Second, timing, how he taught us. Now, मी मराठीतून विचारतो कारण दिस इज मोर थिंग. सिंहगड जेव्हा जिंकला तो रात्र कोणती होती, कोणता दिवस होता? अष्टमी नवमीची रात्र. हे का शिवाजी महाराजांनी केलं? कारण की आपण मग ऐकतो की आधी लगीन कोंढाण्याचे, मग रायबाचे, तानाजीला सांगितलं की 4-5 दिवस शिवाजी महाराज थांबू शकले असते, पण याच दिवशी का? कारण की हा जर दिवस गेला तर परत 1 महिना वाट बघा. And Shivaji Maharaj, he did not have this much of time. He wanted to capture fort and dominate Pune area. So therefore, there has to be done. Otherwise, for such an important thing, Shivaji Maharaj could have done ki theek hai, 4 din ke baad kar lo. So why Ashtami Navami? I'll come to that. When the force goes to capture, nobody should come to know. Karan in the villages, they are spies, they are observers. It's such a force. If you see them, they'll see ki something is going to happen and they'll pass the message. So when you go to the fort, base of the Sinhagad fort, it should be in the darkness. And when you go and climb, when you fight, there should be light. And the Astamini, if you find, first half is dark. When you climb and fight, then is a moonlight. So therefore, this day was, and accordingly we choose the days. And I can give a number of examples. Secondly, surprise is there most important. No, I'll give any number of examples. And thirdly is how to study the methods of enemy. You should know everything about the enemy. You should know his religious belief, what does he do. So when you attacked Shaista Khan, you find that it was the month of Ramzan when they are least this thing, and therefore struck. So you should know everything about your enemy. You should know more than you. So these were two things, timing and surprise. And before going on to surgical strike, execution proper, I'll try and explain it here only. People ask me, how is that movie, Uri the Surgical Strike, it actually happened like that? No, concept was correct. Yes, it happened like that. But they did a lot of padding up. If they wouldn't have done, then of course, it would have been documentary, and nobody sees the documentary. You know, for example, there is a girl who, some actress explaining things. आर्मीमध्ये नट्या वगैरे नसतात काही त्यामुळे तर तसं काही नव्हतं. दॅट वॉज नॉट देअर. सो आय एम जस्ट गिविंग वन एक्झाम्पल लाईक ऑर दॅट गरुड नो इज देअर अँड ट्राईंग टू गेट. वी नो एक्झॅक्टली वेअर आर द कॅम्प्स. वी नो एक्झॅक्टली what is the strength of the camp, how to go. So therefore this Garud and all this Wohan, this thing, or the one the female helicopter pilot goes because of this thing. So nothing like this happened. You know, we went on foot and of course came back by the helicopter. So these are the things which are actually, or somebody breaking that mobile. It didn't happen like that. They were there, we were different. Nobody told us what to do. We were on our own. But conceptually, yes, conceptually what was planned and shown was correct. And now coming on to the most important part of the operation as such. Our teams, till the second last day, till the 27th of September, they were not told. Now, as the famous word is there, they were kept in a quarantine. Now, everybody knows what is quarantine. So they had no mobile, they could not communicate with one. They knew we had to carry out a strike, but where they were not told. I personally told them on 28th that this is this thing. But they had carried out the rehearsal, as I said, in our area as to what to. So they knew exactly what are the drills and the procedures. And I had 3 targets. One was given to special forces, para commandos, and 2 were given to the infantry commandos. And over a distance of 270, widely separated. So everybody had to be on their own. Now, when you go inside the enemy territory, so those of you who've seen line of control, distance between one post and other posts are about 50 meters, 100 meters, not more than 150. Somewhere it is a little more. So therefore, going in between is not very easy. And because if you are detected while infiltrating, then the whole mission is finished. Because then there is no surprise. Secondly, there are a lot of mines laid. Mines are ones which you step on it blows, and your foot is blown and makes a lot of noise and flash. So that also, if you step on the mines, again your foot is blown. And then mission is gone. But we had planned, as I said, I had already told these chaps to know exactly what is there. So during the no war, no peace time when we were deployed, I should tell them, find out the places where the mines are not laid. And how did they find out? By observation. See, normal times, the monkeys from their side used to come this side. We used to see which are the places they're seen. How do they go? And when we saw, we used to take the bearing by the compass and mark. And by that time, we had already laid our wires in that minefield, slowly going. So by and large, we knew which are the safe places. But still, we didn't want to take a chance. And the minefield is about 150, 200 meters. So all our teams, to cross this 100, 250 meters, you'll not believe they had taken 3 hours. Each and every chap going, no, it is. But fortunately, the God was with us. None of us stepped on the mine. Everybody went across safely. And that was, first part itself was half the success was done. The second, third part, when they went beyond that, now the Pakistanis, they said they never thought that, they will come, so they were little lax also. Then was the problem of villagers. In the villages, we have to go and a lot of dogs bark and there is a lot of firing going on. In Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, in a normal night also, there is a lot of firing. There is marriages going on, they fire in the air. So that helped to our advantage as to they were firing. So even if one round goes here and there, so nobody will come to know. So that was quite helpful. Then was how much troops to carry. We were told that you should not carry more than 25 troops. But 25 troops is too less. But if you carry more, then you might be detected. If you are detected, your mission goes for a 6. But I still took a chance, and each of my column had 35 Jawans. And why I took this? In Indian Army, our ethos and tradition are there. If any of our comrade gets injured or dies in enemy territory, we don't leave him there. We have to get him back. Now, if you have to get him back, 25 men are not enough. So even at the cost of jeopardizing the mission, I took 35 people in each team. Because if you are to carry for about a kilometer, there are 4 people has to carry. And that's why when the chap is dead or injured, it's very, very heavy. It's difficult to carry. That's why they call it dead weight. No, a man who is dead, it is difficult. So I had about 7 teams like that, and rest can guide. So about 700 to 1 kilometer we could have carried the people. And hopefully we thought that no, our casualties would not occur at the target end. So that was the thing. Then when we are going inside, we cannot communicate with each other. And why? We did have a radio sets. But if you break the radio silence, normally what happens, there is a traffic, wireless traffic, say 5 messages are passed. And if we pass 10 messages, enemy will come to know. Okay, why there is an increase in radio traffic? Therefore, we had to be very, very careful. We had our code words for each and every place, and we had made sure that there is no breaking of radio silence. And in fact, we had for crossing the line of control, going there, coming back. And for me, I still remember the best code word I heard in my entire life was code word called Baraf when the people had come back. That was a code word that time. When I heard the code word Baraf, I was very, very happy. So coming on to our story, when they crossed, they started at around 7 o'clock when the darkness has fell fully, crossed the minefields and went to the targets. And when they went to the target, all these 3 teams, became a big problem. Because other teams on the Kashmir Valley, they had not reached. Now what to do? Because if we start, they will get this thing. So my boss was Commander General Huda. He said, तुम्हारी teams को रोको. I said, sir, अभी वो पहुंच गए हैं, इतना देर क्या करेंगे? It is difficult for the man who is charged up. So he said, then what do we? I said, I will go ahead with this plan. He said, what about? I said, sir, they will not know what has happened. पहले तो like next day से they will refuse कि कुछ हुआ ये करके. And as I said, firing keeps on happening. And therefore, let me go with the strike. He says, okay, I think that is a good. And we have to take this decision at the spur of the moment. The second and most irritating thing for me was we were told that time, kid, film everything what you do. And we are giving the night vision binoculars, this thing. And this way I must appreciate Mr. Mano Parikar. I think he was the best defenseman India has ever got. He gave us whatever he asked for, the best of the weapons, automatic weapons, disposable rocket launchers, night vision devices, you had bulletproof jackets, light bulletproof jackets. So half the battle was won here only. So that was, we went. Then, as per the decided time, I think when we had to carry out the strike at 3:30, we reached our targets by about 3 o'clock, all of them. And I got that code word for that. I said, okay, fine. When you are a leader of, or when you are a planner, you got a very difficult task. When you are going for the operation, like I used to be as a captain or a major, there's no problem. Either you kill or you get killed. No one of these things. There's no 50-50. Either this way or that way. But when you are a leader, your one small mistake or one small thing, it keeps very heavily on your mind. Something happens to a boy. You will never excuse yourself. It's like those of you who see the football matches. You see that coach running up and down, shouting and jumping, but he can't do anything. The chaps who had 11 chaps have to do something like that. But what I should do, go to the map. I said, okay, these people are reached there. Keep on drawing something, and see. And when I heard that code word, I said, okay, now at least half my job is done. Now, how do you neutralize the target? There are two ways. In the camp, there are sentries on 3 sides. Each sentry is in pair of 2. Now, either you can shoot the sentry. Shooting, though we had a silenced weapon, shooting does make a little bit of noise. So what do? You creep very slowly to the sentries and you cut their heads. So I told them that everybody will go to the sentries and cut their heads so that they don't make a noise. So accordingly, we adopted this measure, and all our targets, all the sentries were silenced beautifully. And I said, why I was irritated for recording? Because when you go there, your mind is on the operation, not on doing all this. But subsequently, I felt it is good that we recorded. Because when we finished the job, there were some great citizens of our country who wanted a proof of this. And subsequently, this came in very handy. I will not name them because they are now very famous. That there are 2 of them who are there. You can go and see where the people will ask for the proofs. And this proof was given by the government. So that way I felt that no, it is good that they asked. In the hindsight, wisdom of hindsight is always there. So when they went, when they go ahead there, they started, I had given them exactly 10 minutes on the target. Because you don't have a luxury to stay there. Like in that movie, Uri the Surgical Strike, they said some chap is searching for some ikhtiar or something for 2 hours. We don't have that kind of a luxury. Finish off the job, come together and come back. So within 12 minutes, my last party had destroyed the targets, taken the films, got together and came back. And when they came back, then of course I used the helicopter, and the leaders came to my house. In fact, my wife saw them, but they thought that somebody come. They subsequently she asked me, why didn't you make them meet me? When I counted, we found that bodies were there all together. The entire operation, all the 8 or 9 teams together, we had killed 82 terrorists, and none of our soldiers was killed. And therefore, after 71 war, I think this is one of the most successful operations carried out inside the enemy territory. So this was, in short, the surgical strike as to how we did it. After this, people asked me, you have carried out the surgical strikes. Now, will the terrorism stop? No. Terrorism will never stop. If somebody is ready to die, he will always find a way. But you can minimize the chances. And therefore, after this surgical strike, find the very few acts of terrorism have taken place. Very few. Because they know that if you do something, you will get the answer. They did Pulwama. After this, they got Balakot as a resp. So therefore, as I said, my first theory, that if he knows that you are going to take out his eye, he will think 10 times before doing anything to you. And therefore, I think our country is marching well ahead in the correct direction. We should be, I think, ahinsavadi, but people should also know that you can always take a recourse to hinsa when it is required. So that way this thing. And the last thing, as I said, we became successful. The little bit of black spot on our entire victory, or our enthusiasm, as this gentleman asked us, as to whether it was surgical or whatever they call it. My answer to them is that, see, this army is your army. This is the Indian army, not a Pakistan army. And every citizen of India has got a right over this army. And I can assure you, if you tell us to go and do it again, we'll do again and again and again, do to our best of our capability. So when I was asked, will it not occur again? Yes, it can occur. But there will be a caution in their mind. And I'll give you an example. In 1972, in Munich Olympics, the Palestine Liberation Organization guerrillas had gone to the Munich village and killed Israelis. And Israelis, Mossad, subsequently killed all those people who took part in operation. But did this operation of Mossad stop the terrorism? No, it did not. But it put a caution on them. They were a little careful. So something like this always happens. The most important point and the great advantage we got out of this surgical strike, both of them, is that you recollect all this big five and the international committee never condemned us. So that gives us a tacit license that something happens in your country against you, you can go and do it. Something like Obama. So that is the biggest takeaway from this. So then also people will ask me when I used to give a lecture after this, can we do surgical strike again? I said, yes, why not? We can do it, but not this way. And surely enough, the Balakot happened. It did not happen in that way subsequent. Now again people ask me, can you do it again? I said, yes, we can do it, why not? But it will not be like first two. There is something different. And those of you who read the news, you'll find a little bit of trailer in what happened in Karachi. No, I will not further go in that. So suffice to say that your armed forces, your security forces are quite capable, and they're capable to protect you and carry out the task you tell them. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I finished. I'm ready for the questions and answers. I can now, ladies and gentlemen, I can take any questions which you want to ask about anything. We think okay for the time? Yes, yes. Okay. No, it's okay with me when I stand. Yeah.
Hello. Sir, when are you going to surprise us by taking POK?
See, every action, just one, everything can be done, but there is a price to pay. Yes, we can take, maybe, depends, as I say, if the surprise is there, the price will be less. But to my mind, at the moment we are evenly poised on both sides of line of control. When do pehlwan barabar hote hain, so it is little difficult in a sense. And what do we gain? By upsetting the apple cart, I mean, this is my view. What do we gain by upsetting the apple cart? Will have another Kashmir on our hands? So I think if need be, it can be always taken. There's no doubt in my mind. But I feel we have to weigh, as they call in corporate sector, cost-benefit analysis. And then, of course, if you say go ahead, we'll go ahead and do it.
Your answer.
That lady is there. So let me, yeah. Ma'am, can you hold the mic?
Good evening. Lieutenant General Rajendra Nimbhorkar ji. First of all, really thank you. We all have a lot of respect for the armed forces and the uniforms. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your experiences. Everyone is a patriot, but I have a little bit of a different type of a thought regarding patriotism. So you all being in the senior positions, can't we have a law which will have every family telling one of their person to be in the defense forces, so that there is more so love for your country and not taking the country for granted and all the freedom that we are having or the independence we are having. So can you people in that position enforce some law like that? Because I think in the world there are many countries who have this laws ki every child of your family has to be in the defense forces, so that you value what is being given to you for free if you are thinking it is free. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
That's, I think, the most apt statement you made. In fact, if you go on YouTube, in one of my lectures I given this. If you see the developed countries, no, let's take US, UK, I'll just take these two countries. 90% of the presidents, they all served in the armed forces. And therefore, they got that kind of a discipline, they got a thinking on that manner. You see UK, all the princes, Prince Charles, Henry, Williams, they all served in defense forces. And the Williams was in Navy. There was no subsidized training for him. He had to do everything what the others did. If the normal officer had to wash the toilet during his training, he also was to wash. So therefore, the first thing to start, rather than giving every child to the forces, is to those who are in the seat of power, those who make the national decisions, they must send their children in the armed forces, one at least. And then, of course, rest, everything will follow.
Sir, you answered one part of my question earlier, because you have some reservation about POK taking over considering this.
I don't have reservation. I said, you tell us, we'll do it. But
no, you can do it.
Be sure about the cost. We have to pay that much, yes.
I'm talking about aftermath of this operation, in case POK happens, we take over. Will it happen similar thing like 1947 or 1990 in Kashmir? What is your thoughts on that?
See, I think the whole game of POK is a comedy of errors. No, as in Urdu couplet they say, "Lamon ne khata ki aur sadiyon ne saja pai." You know, in 1947, we are at a brink of such a decision making that if the Indian armed forces would have given 6 more months, there was no question of POK when we going with Pakistan. It would have been ours. But as a nation, we decided that we'll stop here and take this problem to United Nations when nobody had asked us. So therefore, my Urdu couplet, and therefore, you can draw your own conclusions from this.
So my question is, how much Article 370 is going to help in restoring the peace and this?
Yeah, I have extensively carried out lectures on this. See, before Article 370, and you go on to the YouTube and search my name on Article 370, after every lecture, before it was removed, people ask me, what is the solution to Kashmir problems? I said, remove the Article 370. Now, Article 370 was removed, and people asked me, now it has been removed. Has the terrorism stopped? It is not like a switch. You put on and it will go. It is 370 gives you certain things. And as I said, this gives you a capability to carry out MAD. MAD, I said, mutually assured destruction. Now, why things are happening in Kashmir the way they are? Because there is a demographic imbalance. A 90% particular community, 2% a particular community. A man who is stronger, he will always box out the other chap. But if 90% becomes 50 and other become 50, there will be no question of the Kashmiri files, that I can tell you. And this will take at least about 10 years. But then after that, there will be no problems. And the Kashmir problem will be solved once for all. Yeah, please, can you take the mic? I can.
Hello.
Yeah.
ज्या वेळेला तुम्ही त्या युरी स्ट्राईक जेव्हा केलं त्यावेळेला तुम्हाला अवॉर्ड सँक्शन होता आणि तेव्हा तुम्हाला फोन होतं त्यावेळेला तुमच्या म्हणजे मनात तुमच्या काय म्हणजे सर्जिकल स्ट्राईक जेव्हा तुम्ही केलात आणि गव्हर्नमेंट जेव्हा तुम्हाला म्हणतं की तुम्हाला आता अवॉर्ड मिळाला आणि पहिला अवॉर्ड तुम्हाला केव्हा मिळाला आणि नंतरचे तर भरपूरच मिळालेले आहेत तर तुमची मनस्थिती कशी होते ज्या वेळेला तुम्हाला फोन येतो की तुम्हाला आता अवॉर्ड आम्ही सँक्शन करतोय त्यावेळेस?
खरं सांगायचं म्हटलं म्हणजे जेव्हा तुम्ही आणि मी काय असं सांगत नाही सांगायचं म्हणून हे जेव्हा तुम्ही काम करता तेव्हा ते अवॉर्ड वगैरे तुमच्या मनात कधीच नसतं. आणि मला अवॉर्ड मी 20 वर्षाचं असण्यापासून प्रत्येक स्टेजवर मला मिळत आहे. सगळ्यात पहिलं अवॉर्ड मला चीफनी दिलं तेव्हाचे जनरल वैद्य जेव्हा मी चीनमध्ये व्हॉलेंटिअर करून पेट्रोलिंगसाठी गेलो 1 महिनाभर आणि तिबेटमध्ये राहून वापस आलो आणि ते मला कमेंडेशन कार्ड मिळालं. मग अशा प्रत्येक वेळेस एकदम मी जेव्हा मेजर होतो मी पाकिस्तानी पोस्ट कॅप्चर केली द्रास कारगिलमध्ये 1988मध्ये मी कॅप्चर केली आणि तेव्हा मला सना मेडल मिळालं. म्हणजे अशा प्रत्येक वेळेस काही ना काही मिळालं म्हणजे पण अवॉर्ड मिळायचं म्हणून असं काही होत नाही. आता तुमचं ते ड्युटी असते करता आणि इट मे बी रिकग्नाइज इट मे नॉट बी रिकग्नाइज. इफ इट रिकग्नाइज यू फील व्हेरी नाईस. No, it's a recognition that, the grateful nation has recognized your worth and your job which you've done for the nation. So you always feel very good. छान वाटतं, चांगलं वाटतं. पण जसं सांगायचं म्हणजे याच्यासाठीच आपण करत नाही. आपली ड्युटी जर करत असलो म्हणजे मी गीताचा ज्ञान नाही देत पण मला वाटतं you always get. Many a times, my wife said that you should have got this award for this. I also failed, but I did not get it. But that doesn't give you a license not to do your job correctly. That's all.
Good evening, sir. I have 2 questions. One is, was there anything that did not go as per plan? As you said in your speech also, you said that, it was like, clockwork and everything went as planned. But I would like to know if you can remember if anything that had gone not as per plan. That is one question, sir. Another question, you mentioned Mossad. Recently, one Kandahar terrorist...
Second one, second part is what?
Second question I'm asking right now, sir. One Kandahar terrorist was killed in Pakistan a couple of days back.
So I will not draw your own conclusion. I will not elaborate on this because this is not a correct thing and I think forget about it.
Fine. So that's fine. Was there anything that did not go as per plan?
Okay. Firstly, as I said, one portion I told did not go as per the plan was my going there in time. Others did not fetch up. But that we sorted out, at the spur of the moment, what decisions we took, it actually came out correct. The second was a good thing which happened, which did not go as per the plan, was that we came back very early. So I was supposed to come back this thing. And that was the second thing. And the third thing, which again did not go as per the plan. I thought that, we'll kill about 50%, but we killed 100%. That also did not get as per the plan. Thank you.
How was the mood, after the operation?
Okay. At the camp, see, as far as camp is concerned, as I said, nobody knew this has happened. Only people came to know when at 10 o'clock or this thing, when that started coming in the TV. But as far as personally as concerned, I was awake throughout the night. And in Jammu and Kashmir, Nights are very cold. So I was, throughout the night I was walking up and down, going to my ops room, as I said, and this thing. So when I heard that code word baraf, that means everything right, I took the raja and slept off. And that was the thing, that was my happiness personified.
Sir, good evening. My question is, right now, you and all those who were involved in the operations are amongst our own people. But then, how do we ensure that with the exposure that you have, how is your privacy and your security maintained? Thank you.
See, maybe, there are different degree of dangers to a particular person. Now, as I said, there are a number of them. Somebody carry out a particular operation, somebody does. So government has got a system of determining, who is who is having a more danger. Firstly, you see, first few years, we never spoke about it. And the dangers started diminishing. So therefore, we started, and when it was in the open domain, started saying. So, to say that, something adverse might happen, it may not be. At this moment, it may not be, because the new problems start coming up, new people start getting exposed. So therefore, how many people are on the list? So I think this may not hold true. And if they're hell-bent on doing something, as I said, if a terrorist wants to do something, then he always can do. So might as well be prepared for it.
Good evening. Any comments about the missile mistake?
In the missile mistake?
Thank you.
Okay. So this is actually a very, very serious thing to have happened. Missiles normally don't go off like that. And if it has gone and fallen in the enemy territory, is the cause of concern. We have to first pull up our socks and see where our SOPs have faltered. As somebody says we deliberately did it, it is too far-fetched. It doesn't happen like that, And if it all we had to do, then why have a dummy warhead, If it all we had to, then we had an actual warhead and shown what the effect is. You see what had happened in Balakot. It is a kind of demonstration also, apart from dropping the bombs. Now we destroyed Balakot. But from Balakot, just short of Balakot, Rawalpindi, just 2 minutes flying time for the fighters. So we told Pakistanis, friends, even if your radars are active, when you are on the highest of alert, still we can breach your defenses. We could have always bombed your capital if we wanted to, but we did not. Our aim was a terrorist camp. So that was a demonstration. This, I think, actually you carry out an accidental fire.
हॅलो एक मिनिट मला शेवटचे 3 क्वेश्चन्स फक्त प्लीज हां.
Thank you, General. It's an honor and pleasure to talk with you, and thank you very much for all the info. I just have a question that in this operation, I think there were paratroopers involved. So what was the challenges if they were involved in dropping into enemy territory?
See, in this operation, the paratroopers were involved. Special forces are paratroopers. But, see, parachute is a means of insertion. It's a medium of insertion. How do you use it? You can go by the foot. You can by the helicopter. You go over the parachute. There was no need to use the parachute this time, because if you go, then you have to get the aircrafts. If you go the aircraft, radar will spot you. Then the parachutes open up, go down, they have to get together. The whole Pakistan will know that something is coming. You have to concentrate them, go to. So it's in this kind of operation, we don't use parachute. It's a deep, when you go 150 kilometers, 250 kilometers, go deep when there is nothing is there, inside, when we got, like say in Thane, you will not know there is no Fauj. So if you have to, Pakistani want to carry, they drop their people, carry out some task and go. So this kind of a thing where there is a danger is not much, we can use parachute, but not in this kind of operation.
Good evening, sir.
Okay. Good question, because the person like me, I think, is a kind of a person who is called emotionally dead. Now here the people are there, no? Those Vijay is there. I have been in uniform since 9 years of age, and we have got a military training since 9 years of age. So 52 years we have been, like a robots, we have been grilled into this. So our emotional, as I said, it doesn't matter too much. Our only job is to do the job which has been interesting right from childhood. That is 9 years of age, we are in the doing drill, PT, the military training, have a greatest respect for your job. So there is nothing which actually wavers us. And to that extent, 7 years of Sunny school training, then NDA, then IMA and the FOG. So we are actually bombarded with a lot of training, and your emotional balance is, I think, maintained that way. And second is in addition to training, there is a respect which you want to get, in a sense. Suppose you show cowardice, you don't do a thing which is supposed to. You say these people are, I am going to lead, and what face I have got to show to them. So these are the things, and then you have to take care of them. If somebody dies, you are the leader. You are even 20 years of age, but you are a leader. You can't show that I can't take a decision. So these are certain things which actually makes you emotionally very, very strong.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. I want, sir, you to put focus on few points on the strategies which usually militants get trained on when the situation is zero tolerance, when there should be 0% error, which should not occur. Can you focus on few points? Because everyone in our life need to implement certain things when there should be a zero tolerance.
See, thank you. Firstly, in the nature, this 0% never, zero error syndrome never occurs. There, any operation or any task you take, any project you take, there will be some errors. So therefore, you have to accept. And if you are in the corporate sector, we carry out certain SWOT analysis. Where are my weaknesses? Where that zero can be breached? So I try and avoid that. So accordingly, we also have a system. We try and avoid. Like in this operation, there could have many things which have gone wrong. So here, it was zero. There was zero error. But it is not because of us. It is because of him. And finally, you have to have a faith in him.
Jai Hind, sir. How do you tackle the politicians in this, your field? Politician interference किती येतो आणि तुम्ही त्याला कसं tackle करता?
And a good question. There was zero interference. There was nothing was told to us. We were given full freedom as to do what we want to do, right from selecting the targets to getting the information. Only the government gave us support and gave us what we asked for. So that, I think, is the question.
Good evening, sir. So this question is regarding chicken neck. We always see that Indian maps, that particular portion trouble me a lot. In 1971, we had a chance to resolve that issue. In few years back, our Honorable Prime Minister also exchanged some villages for a particular that area, because that is the biggest threat from China. If they block the chicken net, then it is very difficult to us. So what is your military view on that? Thank you.
See, this is I think we must get out of the minds of all Indians that we are very vulnerable in chicken snake. It's just 21 kilometers. So if China comes and cuts it off, and all our northeastern states are gone. I hope you know what that chicken neck is, so I will not elaborate further. But when he comes, somebody has to come to cut the chicken snake. And he can't come alone. And when he comes, if you see the geography of chicken snake, on both sides it's a Chumbi Valley. It is like this. And from both sides we are there. So we can also tell the people who come to cut the chicken's neck, that you will all be put in a sack. And then it will be very difficult for you to get out of the sack. So therefore, it is not very easy, and the Chinese know it. They did not do such a thing in Doklam. Why? Because they are worried this thing can happen. And we are capable of doing it, we are capable of doing it, and if required, we will do it.
सर, मागच्या महिन्यामध्ये आपला एक मिसाईल ब्रह्मोस पाकिस्तानमध्ये 132 किलोमीटरवर पडला. आपल्या सरकारने सांगितलं ते चुकून पडलं. तर असं काय चुकून ब्रह्मोस पडू शकतं का? आपलं काय मत आहे?
याचा मी आत्ताच सांगितलं याच्याबद्दल. दॅट इज नॉट
हेलो, हाँ लास्ट क्वेश्चन, चलो पूछो. दिस इज द लास्ट क्वेश्चन. हाँ
सर, एक सवाल पूछना है. जब दो इंटरनेशनल लेवल के पहलवान लड़ते हैं और उसमें एक हार जाता है, तो वो हारा हुआ पहलवान बहुत ही चिढ़ता है और बदला लेने की कोशिश करता है. एक तो वो हार गया, उसके बाद में हमने 370 हटा दिया, तो अभी बड़ा तिलमिलाया होगा अंदर से. आपको क्या लगता है, एक तो आपने जब स्ट्राइक की थी उसके बाद में आपकी क्या प्रिपेयर्डनेस थी कि अगर उसने दोबारा आपके ऊपर हमला किया तो आप उसको कैसे कंट्रोल करेंगे, या अभी क्या हमारी तैयारी है?
ओके, ठीक है, गुड क्वेश्चन. मैं आपकी भाषा में जवाब देता हूँ इसका. सबसे पहले तो आपने बोला कि दो एक जैसे पहलवान, तो ये मैं पहले नहीं मानता हूँ एक ही टाइप के. हमारा स्टैंडर्ड काफ़ी ऊपर है, वो थोड़ा काफ़ी नीचे है. तो
सॉरी सर, इफ़ वी कंपेयर इंडिया वर्सेस पाकिस्तान, कोई मुकाबला नहीं है, लेकिन उस समय वहाँ पर जो
मैं तो ये आप इसे करने के लिए बोल दिया कि आपको इतना कि हमारा वो पहलवान थोड़े से ये है नो. बट नाउ एज यू सेड कि जब ये हुआ था कि हमें पता था कि ये कुछ कर सकता है, एंड इसीलिए मैं जब मेरी पोस्टिंग आ गई थी सितंबर में और मुझे आर्मी को ज्वाइन करना था, तो मेरी पोस्टिंग तकरीबन 1.5 महीने के लिए रोक दी कि भाई ये जो कुछ होगा तो इसको स्टेबलाइज करके जाना है. तो हम सब तैयार थे कि अगर कुछ होता है तो क्या करना है. एंड एज ए सेड, हमारे डिफेंस मिनिस्टर, मैं उनके बारे में मुझे बहुत गर्व है, ऐसे हमें डिफेंस मिनिस्टर मिले. जब हम वहाँ गए तो वो सब चल रहा था कि कभी भी ये बलून फट सकता है, निकल सकता है. तो वो पहले दिन से उन्होंने तैयार कर. हमारे पास जो एम्यूनिशन की कमी थी, हथियार की कमी थी, उन्होंने, मुझे याद है कि पर्सनली बुला के गया, ही इज टू स्पीक टू इन मराठी. ही सेड, ही टोल्ड मी टू गो वेरेवर यू गो. इसे जग में कहीं पे भी चले जाओ, कुठं पण जा, पण जे पाहिजे तुम्ही खरेद, आणि सगळे प्रोसिजर जिथे टाकायचे ते टाका, पण मला सगळे वेपन्स आमने. मी 15 दिवसात 21,000 कोटीचे कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट साईन करून रशिया जो कसलं आलं होतं, आणि हे ते एका माणसामुळे. हॅड सो मच ऑफ दिस थिंग. आणि हे सांगायचं तात्पर्य असं की आपण सगळ्या गोष्टीसाठी तयार होतो. त्याच्यानंतर काही दिवस थोडा प्रॉब्लेम होता, बट वी आर रेडी एंड वी कुड डेफिनेटली, जर त्यांनी दे अगर वो आने की कोशिश करते, इट वॉज नॉट इझी फॉर देम, प्रोव्हाइडेड आपले जे पिवळे लोक आहे वरचे त्यांनी काही केलं नसतं तर. चला, ओके.
Sorry, we cannot take any more questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hello, thank you sir, and give a big round of applause to sir.
आप सूर्यवंशी साहब ने बताया, आपने भी बताया कि आप पंजाब रेजिमेंट के चीफ रहे हो. पंजाबी स्टाइल में एक क्वेश्चन करता हूँ. ओ छड्डो सारियां गल्लां, किन्ने मारे ओ बताओ.
ਤੁਸੀਂ जो ये सवाल पूछा मैनू, इसका जवाब तो ਅਸੀਂ पहले ही दे चुका हाँ. ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ काउंट किए सुबह सुबह 29 तारीख दे सुबह, तो हमने 82 काउंट किए. 82, तो 82 तो हमने मारे ही मारे हैं. तो बाकी और कितने हो गए सानू नहीं पता. हेलो,
आपले गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर श्री प्रसाद पुरोहित जे आहेत ते आज येऊ शकले नाहीत. ॲक्च्युली त्यांनी मी साधारण एक 5च्या सुमारास त्यांना फोन केला होता. ते म्हणाले मी तयार आहे, मी आता निघणार आहे. पण अचानक त्यांना एक हायकमांडकडून फोन आला की बाबा ॲज यू आर हाय व्हॅल्यू टार्गेट तुम्ही जाऊ शकत नाही कुठे, आणि त्याच्यामुळे त्यांचं आजचं येणं रहित झालेलं आहे आणि ते म्हणून आलेलं नाही आहे. बरं, आता पुढे आपण जाऊया की आता सरांचं लेक्चर आपण ऐकलं आणि सगळ्यांना आता मराठीत असं म्हणतो की एका सक्सेसफुल माणसाच्या मागे एक सक्सेसफुल स्त्री असते. तर आपण त्यांना पण आपण एक बुके देऊन त्यांचा आपण सन्मान करूया. तर मॅडम निंभोरकरांचा सन्मान आपले प्रितपालजी भाटिया करतील. आणि आपल्या DGN मिलिंद कुलकर्णी जे आहेत त्यांच्या फर्स्ट लेडी मिसेस कुलकर्णी आलेल्या आहेत, त्यांचाही सन्मान आपण अगदी करूया. आता जास्ती वेळ न दवडता मी आय रिक्वेस्ट कन्व्हेनर फॉर आउट ऑफ थँक्स.
मित्रांनो, गेले 1 महिने आपण टी व्हीवरती उक्रेनची परिस्थिती बघतो. आज आपण निवांत आणि सुरक्षित झोपतो, हे निव्वळ आणि निव्वळ आपलं इंडियन आर्मीमुळे. थँक्यू निंभोरकर सर. Our wholehearted thanks to today's chief guest, Lt General Rajendra Nimbhorkar. You have once again assured that we are safe in here. We are proud of you, sir. Special thanks to today's guest of honor, our Commissioner Dr. Vijay Suryavanshi, for sparing your valuable time and gracing out today's GBM. Thanks to Chairman Umesh Chavan, Advisor Emeritus Pritpalji, and DGN Milind Kulkarni for being our guiding force. Our wholehearted thanks to today's happy hour sponsor, Rotarian Kumar Nair of Distill International, for providing scotch. Thanks to today's press coverage, DJ and hotel management of Hariom Banke. Thanks to today's lucky draw sponsors, past Chairman Sandeep Salvi and Raj Sharma. Special thanks to past Chairman Sandeep Salvi, Raj Sharma, Kantibai Solanki, Dr. Sanjay Joglekar and whole Thana team for arranging today's third general body meeting. Thank you very much. We are for the lucky draws.
दोस्तों, पहले मैंने जब बोला कि तीसरी मीटिंग के लिए हैप्पी आवर्स का अरेंजमेंट हो गया है, मगर दही